Hello, everybody, and welcome to Beyond Books, the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast, your audible source for the events, news, people, and the exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the Shrewsbury Public Library. My name is Dana. I'm the technology specialist at the library, and I am on the road today with Deb Mayo, who is our outreach librarian. Deb, thanks so much for being on the show and having me in the outreach automobile with you today.
Hey, thanks for the company, Dana. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. So we're just leaving the library right now.
Yeah, we're just watching for people backing in, backing out.
Oh, yeah.
This is a busy parking lot.
It is. It can be very busy sometimes, but that just goes to show how attractive our library is.
Absolutely.
People love to be here. Yeah.
Yes.
But we have services that go beyond the walls of the library, and not just the electronic stuff that I usually have to deal with. You go out there and you deliver our items to the masses in our town, in our community here. So first and foremost, can you tell me what exactly does outreach mean? What exactly is that for your position?
Outreach for this position, I do a lot of private daycares in town. I do have 2 or 3 of the public schools that teachers will request.
She's getting a phone call, folks.
Yeah.
This is a call-in show. Did I mention that?
It could be an emergency, but it's not, so it's gone. Sorry about that.
No editing on this show, folks.
Yeah. So, all right, so back to outreach. It is, like I said, the daycares, the public schools, homebound individuals that can't get out to the library, or they have to rely on someone to give them a ride.
I gotcha.
But, it could be temporary. I had one summer that this mother broke her leg, and the husband, it was bad hours, so they couldn't get to the library to get their summer reading books.
Oh, okay.
So they called, and they had the outreach service for one summer.
Fantastic.
So it's temporary, or it's a permanent thing.
So how does it usually work? If somebody is in need of your services, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, sometimes people at the front desk will mention outreach, and other times they hear about it through friends, and there's a flyer that has the outreach number, and they can contact me. And so I usually ask them what they like to read, what their preferences are. And
so do people usually look for specific stuff, or do they say, I'm looking for a mystery, and do you give suggestions?
Mystery, love. I've been known to give them authors that they never heard of.
Okay, all right.
And I have, I'm trying to figure the word, I wouldn't say turned on, but introduce them to a couple new authors, and
Sure.
they just said, I never heard of this author.
Okay.
This author is great.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Great.
It's been fun.
So you're typically on the road quite a bit in your job.
2 days, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
And then it's getting everything ready at the library.
Sure. So when people, let's just say somebody, let's call it an order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, or a hold/order, right? Somebody gets in touch with you, says, hey, I'm looking for a certain genre, I'm looking for a certain book, whatever it may be. They get in touch with you. So do you coordinate a specific day and time to visit them?
Yep.
Or is there like a certain window or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I try and keep it so that I'm not all over town.
Okay.
For the 2 days. Like Tuesdays is pretty much east of the library in this area.
Okay.
And Wednesdays is west of, heading toward Worcester.
Sure.
Stuff like that. I mean, I do make exceptions because sometimes they'd call me up and I'm not feeling good, I gotta go to the doctor's. I said, no problem, I can come this afternoon, I can come tomorrow afternoon. You just tell me what works for you.
I gotcha.
Because, someday I'm going to be up there.
You got to be flexible.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, how does it work with the check-in, check-out? Do you yourself check in the stuff for them and check in or check out the stuff, or do you have a way of doing it on location?
I check out everything.
Okay.
At my desk. And then I bring everything into the pre-sort, and it just checks everything in. And
Okay.
someone usually helps me.
I gotcha.
So, because I have one school that I've had 10 bags going out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10 different classes. That's a fairly new school. We're actually going to be going to a school right now, and I have been going to them for over 20 years. They started out, they actually were in the old Spags home,
Oh, wow.
and they worked their way up, and now they are on Floral Street, which is where we are now. And I don't know, I can't tell you how many years. It's been a long time.
Right.
I've known them for forever.
All right. So we are over here at the school. So we're going to do a delivery.
Yep.
All right. All right. Sounds good. We'll be right back, folks. All right. We are over here inside the school with Miss Beth today. Miss Beth, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
All right. So I assume you two meet quite often, right?
Yes.
Once a month.
Yeah, once a month.
Yep. And sometimes twice if we have straggling books come late. But we go way back. Did you work at the house?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay,
So we've known each other for quite a while, probably close to going on almost 20 years now.
At least 20 probably,
Yep.
yeah.
And she is my solid book lady.
Yeah.
I appreciate her so very much. Without her, I couldn't continue my curriculum every month the way that it is. So much appreciative of Miss Deb.
Yeah,
All right.
She gives me, I've got her list for the whole year, tucked away.
Oh, so no guesswork at all whatsoever. It's already laid out.
She did all the hard work. Now I do the hard work of ordering.
You do the legwork of getting it here. Right.
Right.
Actually pretty remarkable because Deb will go above and beyond to get a book that we need or that we have requested. I mean, we open the pages of the books and see where they've come from, the libraries that they've come from, and they're from so far away. Sometimes I don't even know how she does it, but I'm super grateful because there's some that we truly do want and have trouble finding, and she will get the job done.
All right. Fantastic. All right. Good stuff. Well, Miss Beth, thank you so much for stepping away from your class real quick to do this with us.
I got your name right the first time this time.
Yeah.
No problem. Miss Deb is number one in my eyes. So, yep, I'm truly grateful for her and the Shrewsbury Public Library for giving us this opportunity to get all the books that we need. Super grateful.
So, Deb, what do you say? Let's hit the road and make it off to our next stop,
I
okay?
got a few books for you for next month to start, and I got more coming.
Of course she
So you
does.
know I'm going to come back next week.
I know, and I'll be glad to see you.
All right.
All right, so we are back on the road, off to our next stop. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about your early days, the beginnings of the Bookmobile, the original Bookmobile.
Bookmobile.
Yeah, so I understand your father was the one who ran the drove the Bookmobile, I should say. Is that
My
right?
father drove the original. He was actually handpicked by Spags.
Oh, no kidding.
And I did not know this until after my dad died. My
Get outta
uncle
here.
told me.
Oh, jeez, no
But
kidding.
Spags and my grandfather, who started the bus company in town, they were very good friends. So they knew my dad could drive a big vehicle.
Oh, all right.
So, yep, Spags asked my dad to drive the Bookmobile.
Okay.
And I don't think he lasted too long. I don't know if it was because we lived in Millbury at the time, and that was before 290 was built, and traffic, and
Sure.
I never got to ask him why he didn't last, because by the time he got home from work, we were either doing chores because we lived on a little farm,
Yeah.
or, and he was talking to Mom. So,
I gotcha.
anyways, but yes, he was the original driver for the bookmobile.
Very neat. So at one time you were driving the original, a version of the bookmobile.
The second bookmobile.
Right, okay. Which I think I remember when I was a kid, because
Mm-hmm.
I grew up here in town, and I think I'm the only one who works at the Shrewsbury Public Library who is a Shrewsbury native, who grew up here and
Yeah.
still lives here and also works for the town too. But yeah, I went to Walter J. Patton Elementary back in the day, and
Mm-hmm.
I think the bookmobile, was it brown back when?
Kind of
Was it?
maroon.
Kind of maroon. That's what.
Maroon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I remember going in there and picking out some stuff.
Yep.
At one time,
Yep.
a couple times, or when I was over there. So, yeah.
Yeah. No. I think originally it was kind of red, white, and blue, if I remember, and then they changed it to maroon.
Okay.
So I don't have a copy of the original color.
Okay.
But yeah, I do have a picture of the one you went on,
Yeah.
of me down at Dean Park.
Yeah. Sure.
So, but yeah, no, those were the good old days.
Yeah.
I used to drive school bus first, and someone said to me, "Well, how can you go from driving a school bus, because you got windows and stuff, you can look out the windows, whereas a bookmobile, you have to rely on your mirrors."
Yeah. It's like this. It's like a cargo van kind of a
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
And my answer was, books don't talk back. It was a quiet job.
Nice. Nice.
Except for when we had the kids on, but that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, no.
Interesting.
I did that for 12, 13 years.
Yeah. Wow. That's great.
And we downsized.
Yeah.
But then, so we went to, the size would be like a 15-passenger van,
Okay.
but no seats. They did put little shelves in for books.
Okay.
You couldn't come on, but again, I still went to the daycares, the people's house, kind of what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Relatively the same stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, Deb, how long have you been working for the Shrewsbury Public Library?
Other than filling in for my dad a couple times before I went on. Excuse me, didn't want to hurt the mic. Stage fright here.
That's okay.
In August, it will be 34 years I have worked at the
34
library.
years. Wow. So you have seen everything. The old library, moving to the new version of the library that we have today.
Yep.
Everything and anything. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Now, we have some very big news to share with our community here.
Yes,
what would,
we
What
do.
would that be, Deb?
I think I'm going to leave.
You're going to leave?
No, I'm going to retire.
Wow. Well,
After 34 years, I guess I
congratulations.
need to let someone else take care of my little peeps.
Sure. Yeah, I understand. We all get to that point. It's at some point in our life, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's time for, is it time for golf in Florida?
Oh, sure.
Yeah? All right. Golf in Florida. Price is right at 11 o'clock.
Lobsters in Maine in the summer.
Lobsters with the early bird special,
Yeah,
right?
you know.
Yeah, of course.
Go for it.
That's great. Well, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you and work with you here at the library. And again, congratulations on your retirement. But I hope that it's not going to be the end. I'm sure hope that you'll be in to visit at some point. We'll all get to see you again.
Well, I have to come back every once in a while and keep everybody in line, you know.
Well, especially me.
Yeah, you
know?
got it.
I'm always off the handle, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to train everybody to be a annoying person like me, you know?
Is that what it is?
My job's never done.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Well, your work's never done. I understand, as I usually traditionally like to do on the show, I've put together a little game of 2 truths and a lie. So I understand you have one or two of those?
So, many moons ago, when I was driving the bookmobile,
Yeah.
the engine died. I was able to get it back to the garage, and I was devastated. I said, oh, that's got to be the end of the bookmobile. And I had a weekend job, and I was telling my friend, I said, well, he says, hey, if I can get you an engine, you want an engine for the bookmobile? I says, of course I want an engine for the bookmobile. I says, but it's not going to happen. And he says, oh, I don't know. My mom and I know people. So, long story short, I won't go into any more details. I traded an old car for the engine for the bookmobile.
Get out of town.
Nope. I gave the guy a car.
No kid.
Yep.
Wow.
So that's one. The other one is I was on a radio station.
Ooh, okay.
An oldie radio station.
All right.
The WORC.
Okay.
Back in about 1968. Okay, the next one is, did you ever get up to the top of the Statue of Liberty?
I have not.
Oh man, that's a lot of stairs.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do it out of these 3. So of
Okay.
these 3, I have to decide which story is true. I'm sorry, 2 truths. Which stories are true and which one's a lie? Okay. So we have car broke down. You trade a car for the engine for the bookmobile.
Yep.
You're on a radio station, WORC, and what was the third one?
Statue of Liberty.
You went up on the Statue of Liberty. All right. Usually, whichever one is the most outrageous usually ends up being true, and I typically say it's false. So I'm going to say, let's see here. Which one is the lie? I'm going to say the Statue of Liberty is the false one.
Darn it.
Was I right?
You were right.
See?
Yeah.
So no kidding, I
actually traded my aunt, her husband, before he passed away, he had cancer. And he had an old Ford Granada.
Yeah.
And you had to run the thing for half an hour before you can move it.
Okay.
Or it would die.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, do you realize how much gas I'm losing? So I took it to work one day on my weekend job, and the dispatch guy loved it. He said, I love that car. So when he said to me, I'll get you an engine, I says, you pull that off, you can have that car. And he did.
Wow. No kidding.
But I went and I said, what I got to do is I need to ask. I went to, at the time, Bonnie O'Brien was the director. I said, someone's going to try and get me an engine. Do you want me to follow this through? And she goes, oh, yeah. Well, she talked to the town manager. Well, I don't think anybody thought I could do it. So they all said, yeah, get the engine. Well, it came through.
All right.
So, yeah, I got an engine and
You saved the day.
Yeah.
With the Ford Granada.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Fantastic.
And the other one, my best friend growing up, it was an oldie station, WORC, and the disc jockey was Ron Frizzell, and she wrote to him every single night requesting an oldie. Well, I was going to trade school, and she says, oh, I'm going to come to the city. I said, well, good, I'll grab some cookies. We'll go to the radio station. So I had a box of cookies from the bakery from school, and we went up to the radio station. He put us on the air.
Hey, all right. Oh, it's great.
It was great, yeah.
All right. So from the radio station here to doing this.
Exactly.
It's all full circle.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. So we just showed up at our next stop. So let's go hop inside.
All right.
All right.
We're at Shrewsbury Children's Center.
All right. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, Deb, we're at our next location. Where are we today?
We are at Shrewsbury Children's Center on North Quinsigamon Ave.
All right. And who are we with today?
We are with Chris Casey and Leslie, I don't know, Leslie Casey, but
All right. All right. Chris and Leslie. So how often does Deb come in here to visit?
Right now, Deb comes once a month to drop off books, and sometimes even a little more if there's extra books that she needs to get to us. So.
All right. All right. So how does it work? Do you two give her a buzz at the library and say, hey, bring X, Y, and Z down? Is that usually how this kind of works? And then she stops down?
We've actually done it different ways. In the past, what we've done is we've been able to give Deb a list of different themes or topics that we want, and then she'll bring them to us. But this past couple of years, what we've done is just say, hey, Deb, can you just pick some books for us? Just the fact that, she can deliver them to us has been such a benefit that we just say, whatever you think, and she brings us some amazing books that...
So it's a mystery bag.
It's always a mystery bag, which is the best way for the teachers and for the children.
Nothing disappointing in there.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
Right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Chris, anything you want to talk about?
Just that we do. The program is very self-sufficient, so we're able to just have her in. It's always a great time to catch up, but also a very exciting time for the classrooms. They look forward to getting those books swapped out and seeing sort of what is in that next bag. So
Awesome. Fantastic. Now, did both of you hear that she's calling it quits pretty soon? She's retiring?
That's right. Yep, I think we did.
Yep. So we'll have to get somebody new in, and when that happens, maybe I'll be here to introduce the next person, and we'll do this all again.
that would be great. I mean, we love Deb, and we're really hoping for somebody that can do half of what she's done for us over the years to keep this program going and to really allow the face of the library to be on site with us here monthly, which is great.
All right. Fantastic.
I do have a quick question. How long have you been in this building?
Yep. So we've been in this building since 1995.
Okay.
Previous to which we had 3 locations, 2 in Shrewsbury, 1 in Grafton,
Yep.
and then had the opportunity, our mom and dad had the opportunity to purchase land and do a build out to be a
Right.
private child care center. So that was in 95.
Yeah, because I dealt with your mom first,
Okay.
and you didn't want the wrath of her. If their books were late, you knew it. Their mom was kind of like my mom, the old school teacher. My mom would pull your ear, whereas their mom would just get those books back. And we used to come with the bookmobile and park out in the driveway out there, and the kids would come on.
All right. See, it all kind of just comes full circle somehow, right? It is such a small world, you know? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for having us here on the show. What do you say, Deb? Time to move on to our next stop?
You betcha.
All right. Sounds good. Let's hit the road.
Okay.
So, Deb, we're over here at our last stop of the day. We're at Margaret's house. Margaret, thank you so much for being on the show today.
My pleasure. She's
right.
a great girl.
She's wonderful, isn't she?
She's one of the best.
Her nose is growing.
Is that right? Yeah.
See, we have a good rapport.
Of course. Yeah. I'd imagine after a short amount of time,
everybody,
you just get to be pals with everybody when you're on the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been delivering items to Margaret?
Has it been 5 years?
At least.
Yeah.
At least 5 or 6 years.
So what kind of things does she usually get for you?
She gets me everything I ask for.
Everything?
Just about everything. She goes out to other libraries and gets them. And one time what she did for me, I'm a Daniel Steele person. You probably don't know who she is.
I don't. I'm not a big reader. Funny, I work in the library. I don't read much, so I like movies. So that's where I like to go to that section of the library.
I like
Yeah.
the movies too, but when I retired, and I asked her if she would give me all the Daniel Steele books from the very beginning, and she pulled every book from the beginning, and every other week came with one till I read them all.
Can I imagine that there's quite a few of these books?
She's one of the best authors.
Oh, so she's
She's number one all the time.
Oh, okay. So she's written quite a few.
Yeah.
I don't think I could even think the number.
I don't don't even know the. I'd have to look it up to see how many she's written.
Wow. Okay. So.
When she did that, I was just amazed.
Wow. So Deb, you could really say she's one of your number one customers,
That's
huh?
right. She is my number one.
Yeah. Yeah. So Deb keeps you entertained with books and movies and things like that, and
She brings me movies too.
that's great.
Just saw she brought some.
Yeah. So Margaret's keeping you real busy these
Oh,
days.
she's making me work.
Yeah, keeping you on your toes. Yeah, that's great.
It's like every other week. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, great, gotta go to Margaret's. I'm gonna have to work again.
Well, I think that honestly, for me, being able to come out on the road with you and see all these folks that you get to see, throughout your month, it's just great that you have such a great rapport with everybody, and everybody becomes almost like family or
They
just
do.
good friends.
Yeah, good friends.
And the fact that you're able to come to folks, and go to their houses and get to know them and bring them these materials, I think it's just a wonderful service that we have here.
I love doing it. Yeah, it's not the bookmobile, but at least I get to still see people.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great that you're just getting out here and just getting to know the folks in the community, So, yeah.
She's a people person.
I think you need a people person to do this job, right?
Yeah, because us seniors, we're in our houses all the time.
Yeah.
And she comes in with a big smile to see us and, puts us in our place and
Doing her job, of course.
doing her job.
Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. Margaret, thank you so much for being on the show today. I appreciate it.
Well, it was very nice meeting you.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. So, Deb, let's why don't we head back down to the library? What do you
All right,
say?
Back on the road.
Back on the road. Well, Deb, we have been all over town today, meeting all kinds of interesting people that you get to go to every month. It was really fun just to be able to step in your shoes and go around and see the community, and all these people that you get to see. It's a lot of fun. It's neat. You got a great job.
I love my job.
You got a good thing going over here.
I do.
It's too bad you're calling it quits.
I know.
But again, I can't thank you enough. This has been awesome.
Oh, no, this has been great.
Hey, do you know, if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, do you know what your phone number is off the top of your head?
I do.
All right. If anybody wants to get in touch with Deb, where can they reach you?
508-841-8535.
All right. Fantastic.
That's a direct line, and if I'm not there, it goes to voicemail.
All right. Fantastic. All right. So one thing I did want to do is before we call the show quits, I did want to go over a couple of cool events that are happening in the month of May at the library. So we'll start off with some of the children's stuff.
Okay.
Hey, you like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah? Star Wars is good. Hey, we're having trivia on May 1st.
Awesome.
That's going to be May the 4th be with you. They're going to be doing some trivia, and they're going to have two of my favorite words put together. Free pizza.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But you got to register a team, and all ages are welcome. And then on the 4th, they're having a May the 4th be with you day. Celebrate Star Wars. They're going to have all kinds of activities, bowling. There's going to be activities, crafts in the program room, scavenger hunt. Going to make lightsabers out of pool noodles, all kinds of fun stuff. Photo opportunities, good stuff. That's going to be happening on the 4th from at 12 o'clock. And then on May 10th, hey, Mother's Day, right? That's coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, mothers, stressed out, all that kind of stuff. Why not come into the library and make some jewelry? Take, relax, a little therapeutic, right? That's going to be on the 10th at 7 o'clock at night. So, let the dads like me put the kids to bed. You get to come into the library and have a nice little relaxing afternoon making some jewelry. It'll be fun. Registration is required, so make sure to hop on our website and do that. Then on the 13th is a little kid creative drama. We've had that here before. It's really big. You come in with your kid, get to be silly. You get to learn all kinds of stuff about acting, performing, and it's really fun. The kids really like it. You get to learn confidence, self-awareness, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of fun. You got to pre-register. It's from ages to 2 to 5. So parents, make sure to sign up your kids for that. It's a lot of fun. Then on the 23rd at 6:30, we have Pajama Story Time. That's a wicked popular event that we do, and it's back. So you wear your pajamas to the library, bring your favorite stuffed animal, a blanket, and there's going to be bedtime songs and a craft. It'll be really fun. Now we're going to our teen events, and we have our teen summer volunteer info sessions that are happening. So for those teens out there who want something good for their resume, they want to help out in their community, great opportunity for some volunteering happening. So that's on the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th at 4 o'clock p.m. Come on into the teen room, and you get to find out a little bit about what you can do as an opportunity to volunteer at the library. And that's for grades 7 to 12. And then there's going to be a teen advisory wrap-up party on May 22nd. So teens, get ready for that. Then lastly, a handful of adult classes and events that are happening. For technology, we have our Get Started with Libby. So Libby is where we get audio books, e-books, magazines, and things like that. It is an app that's for your phone, your iPad, your computer, things like that. It's a sort of like an online virtual library.
Yep.
So we're doing that on Thursday, May 11th at 5:30 p.m. Space is limited, so please make sure to register in advance. Very, very popular. Libby is super, super popular, right?
Yeah.
People love Libby, and every single day people come into the library asking about how to use it. So we have a dedicated class to it. So make sure to sign up on that pretty early. Now me, I'm a big movie guy, as everybody knows. We have our movie discussion club happening on Tuesday, May 2nd. That's on the movie The Neon Demon. Pretty interesting movie that's up for a lot of interpretations. That's why we do that. I like to pick out movies that, leave a lot to debate and talk about. So that's why I kind of picked those kind of movies. So it's that type. So if you want to check that out, you got to register up on our website. And it is virtual. So you get to do it on, it's using Google Meet that we get to use it on. And then lastly, we just started doing these movie matinees at 2 p.m. on Saturday. So coming up on Saturday, May 13th, we're watching the new Top Gun movie, Top Gun Maverick. Have you seen that yet?
Oh, that was a good movie.
Awesome movie. Fantastic.
Yes.
I think it was better than the first.
I think so, too.
Yeah, way better. So if you guys want to see that big Hollywood blockbuster Tom Cruise movie, Top Gun Maverick, come on down to the library. PG-13. That's going to happen on May 13th. All right, so that is just about going to do it, Deb.
All right.
What'd you think for doing your first podcast? Was
Hey,
that fun?
it was great.
It was awesome, huh?
It was awesome.
All right. So for those of you guys who are listening to the show, thank you again. We really appreciate you listening. And I really want to thank Shrewsbury Media Connection for lending us the podcast gear. You can check them out at shrewsburymediaconnection.org. I want to thank our friend Philip Zhang for making our podcast intro and outro music. Very talented individual. And again, as always, if you want to get in touch with us or visit us at the Shrewsbury Public Library, come on down. Where do they got to go, Deb?
Hey, they come see me.
Come see you.
Come see me.
Where do they see you? What's our address?
Oh, do I have to give it out?
609 Main Street. Call us up on our number at 508-841-8609. Go to our website at just go to shrewsburypubliclibrary.org. Or if you want to shoot us an email, go to splreference@cwrs.org.
Can I give a quick shout out to
Absolutely.
to Beth and Leslie and Chris and Margaret, and thank them for allowing them to talk to them.
Yes, absolutely. We're all great and wonderful members of our community.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Beyond Books, the Shrewsbury Public Library podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, take care.